operator kills. That is something that, again, 100 Thieves likes to get invested into, especially early if they can. So just something to kind of keep in mind as we dig through this one. 100 Thieves will be starting things off on the offense first. And with that, it looks like they're going to be positioned to maybe take an aggressive B hit off the rip.
It's going to be LG as well, going for the full Ghost pistol buy. Not a single Ghost armor, sorry, not a single classic armor among them. And a very early and heavy B hit coming through from 100 Thieves.
Mada finds one thief, another, but it's traded. So 2 for 2 we go. 3v3 we continue. Long flank coming out as Thief is already on the backside, trying to find some clearance over towards B main. There was a dark cover there, but Hiko is able to sidestep, stay available and alive for the kill. And as the spike goes down, now it's just down to can you find the kills, and this is the power of the Reyna. The overheal comes through, so much extra health for Asuna to play off of, and he will convert off of that play with 3 kills in a very early round for 100 Thieves.
You did see Thief, by the way, pick up a kill, but he didn't heal up to full, so you see the 1-1 scoreline there for Thief. He healed up to, I believe, 10 bonus HP, so got 10 armor there, so not quite the 150 you expect for the Reyna. Asuna, on the other hand, 3 early kills into the early Phantom buy now as well. 150 was how much health he walked away with for that previous round. Now, obviously, having to rebuy that heavy armor because it wasn't his to buy in the first place, and now 3 Bulldogs, 1 Ares, and a Phantom looking very strong for the early buy.
What do you do here for your LG? They're no strangers to getting aggressive over towards A long, but this time it looks like they're just going to throw shoulders over towards the tree room and over towards the main A archway just to see if they can catch any information, hopefully staying alive while doing it. But it's actually going to be a B main push through, and Steel is here for this. Spam shots will come through, second set of bursts will go, and I'm not really sure why you double peek that if you're Mada, but Steel will say thank you very much, and I'll just walk away with the double, no problem.
And patience being shown as well. 100 Thieves not overcommitting here. Nitro playing standard over towards mid. You'll see Nitro do this every single round on attack, by the way. Always going to be lurking over towards mid, looking for a little bit of mid pressure to try and push Luminosity to spend extra resources defending against him. It's just going to be now Thief. And Thief has to be very careful about his timing here. I don't know if he even has layers available, but needs to swing when possible. Is going to do so, but will go down here.
This has been a really clean round for 100 Thieves. Steel still holding over towards B main, actually finds a 3rd kill off screen. It's just one of those things, like, you can appreciate what LG's trying to do. They're trying to take away one part of the map so that way they get extra information on, okay, B is clear, it has to be A, but the problem is you double peek into a held down ADS burst that Steel is able to essentially just lock down the 2 freest kills you'll ever see. And I think there is just something to be said about maybe getting a little bit over-aggressive, considering, again, you're on an eco round, so it is what it is. But at least going into this 3rd round, they will be the full purchase, although some players will be weak on either utility or armor. Mada will also be trying to pull out the early Odin strategy towards B main. And there will also be a Lear placed down, but the recon bolt will not find any value, and these spam shots will not connect.
Instant destruction as well. 100 Thieves see the recon bolt. They get rid of that one. So no early information here. We'll have to see if the Aldrone finds something a little bit later on for Mada. Again, using the early recon bolt. Pretty standard for both sides here. Hiko already popped that one over towards mid, I believe. Nitro did the pretty standard smoke over towards A short. Nitro will once again be looking for a bit of mid control, and 100 Thieves can really look for anything here. By the way, Asuna already has the Empress, so this could be a really good round for him to shut down Luminosity's first gun round.
How about this? The spy cam and the trap wire in mid defensively for LG have been deleted. So there might be a potential here if 100 Thieves recognize that they could actually push through mid and try to execute over towards B through market, or shut down any rotators that are lurking through the defender side and spawn. Thief be able to pull that little cheeky shoulder strat. He will find first blood though on the Dicey, and the Empress is popped here for Asuna, and this commit's gonna have to be through tree. Ksiaze is here, he's got good help. So this Empress is not finding as much value as you'd hope for, at least not early.
30
and
seconds
Asuna will
left.
Take down one, so
One enemy
not exactly what you're looking for there for 100 Thieves, as Proto finds a double, and now it's a 4v1 for LG's defense.
That's another situation where 100 Thieves are trying to fake their way on towards A, then they put the spike towards B. Proto shuts that one down. Hiko is still competitive in this round so far. Time will run out. Just looking for damage now, just looking to take guns away. Might even be able to walk away with the free Vandal himself, but Asuna needed to fade away there. Asuna had the opportunity to devour the one orb available after getting the kill over towards Tree, but doesn't do so. Can't get away in time, can't stay alive. Hiko will find no more kills over towards A, and the round will end here with 100 Thieves walking away with 1 gun. Luminosity winning that one, holding on to 3.
It's a nice start, though, for LG to get their defense going after losing the pistol. For 100 Thieves, they can full purchase behind this, and again, like we mentioned, Dicey is going to try to bring this operator to play as much as humanly possible. It's already out for round number 4. So what's the strategy going to be for 100 Thieves, I think, is the real question in everyone's mind here, as far as, do you try to maybe get this pick over towards LG's aggressive shouldering over to A? It looks to be the case right now, but there's going to be maybe a potential for a double hit early for LG if we can grab that POV. Here's the dark cover to come through, and Asuna will find KZ, dismisses away safely, but the operator will also make its presence known.
So early 5-4 being discovered there for 100 Thieves. Operator now slowly shifting further over towards A. Thief is going to be the one to really make this one a little bit more difficult possible. Posted up very nice and tight over towards A main. Possible 1v1 being found here. It depends if Asuna can swing in time to assist here. I don't believe they know where Thief is, so this is going to be the very important kill. Eventually, though, they might decide to head over towards B, considering that Steel already has some early control over towards B main. Spike is also leading in that direction as well. So now the smoke comes down. This will be the opportunity to maybe move away. Asuna moves in.
I don't know if it was Asuna moving in or Thief trying to move in. It looked like both of them were trying to do it simultaneously. Stellar finds one, and Dicey actually tries to challenge it. It will keep 2 members for LG defensively stuck at A, while the Spike, like you mentioned, is making its play over towards B main. So it's going to be down to mada, and what is essentially a 1v3. Now that 100 Thieves has been dealt with on the A site, that will mean that the defense could start to rotate, but unfortunately mada cannot hold his ground. So it'll be a 2v3 retake necessity here for Luminosity if they want to try to find their second round.
Juggling a couple of guns away here as well. 2v3, 100 Sphere available for the side of Hiko. Playing off-site currently as well, so making this one very difficult. You see over for LG, Stella on minimal HP so far, and I believe you have to pick up his first kill. Comes down super easily, and aproto has to start thinking about whether he wants to go for this round or not. Doesn't get to make that choice happen, as Hiko takes him down. 100 Thieves walk away with 3 alive.
Good bounce back round for 100 Thieves. Dicey not able to make much use of the operator, will not be able to afford it though coming into this next round, so that threat will be off the table, at least for now. LG do have an Empress available coming into this this 5th round. And on the flip side, you've got a Hunter's Fury and a Lockdown available for 100 Thieves. So we'll see how they try to combine this. And if they decide to use the Lockdown, considering there is no Hunter's Fury on the opposite side, to try to negate it.
Shadows traveling.
Luminosity will probably be holding off on using anything special here unless they get early picks. They would have to get a gun into Thief's hands. It's not going to be any early hero buys here. Maybe you could have considered that Thief would have gone for a hero rifle. He had 4.4k, but just doing the safe thing, the conservative play, making sure the entire team will save. They're actually 1 away from getting a couple more ults. The Blaze Storm's 1 away, so if you can get LG to pick up 1 more orb for KZ, you can actually play the Blaze Storm this particular round, but KZ's holding up over towards mid, so no chance of picking up an orb so far.
Oh, and the information here on Thief, that'll lead to a free kill for 100 Thieves. Beautiful recon scout there. You mentioned Hiko, just so good as a Sova player, just making use of his kit. He's showcased that in a variety of ways through these first 2 maps, including that one a little bit easier than the shock darts from before. Nitro will also read that KZ's positioned over towards tree, so no need to contest over to A. But how about that? Nitro actually puts himself more vulnerable than he was maybe anticipating off the Shrouded Steps, so a bounce back kill for LG. They've got nobody defensively, though, here at B, so the retake will mostly have to be either through mid-market or on this long flank over towards B main. Sentry turret and Hiko, though, will keep the latter of those 2 positions safe, as Hiko will find himself a double.
That's the only gun dropped as well now. Aproto went for the gun pickup. He drops it on the floor now as KZ tries to do the same thing. They can't quite get there in time. Stellar is here, attempting to pick it up. The healer's going to get surrounded. 4 players alive, 100 Thieves, and they do not want Stellar to make it out alive. Stellar might be able to get 1 cheeky kill, will do so, but now should be able to go down.
Oh, but Stellar actually finds a double, so the repurchases are becoming a little bit more costly. And he's got their cover to play with, so if you can find a weapon and back away, maybe you have a chance to reset for more. But the problem with all the meanwhile, we're not really focusing on it, but the spike is going to go off regardless of what happens here. But Stellar is able to find 2 picks and grab himself a Phantom, so not the worst case scenario for LG, but obviously, without needing to be mentioned too heavily, obviously not the best either.
You're already looking at this being a fairly heavy advantage for 100 Thieves. It's the same, by the way, opening 5 rounds, where 100 Thieves will win the first 2, they drop the 3rd round there, then they pick up the next 2 after that and force LG into a really awkward situation. It's going to be the first, or rather, the second proper buy round for LG, where they do have an operator on KZ as well, who hasn't been really performing super hot on this defense so far, but this would now be his opportunity to do so. If they do lose this round, Ksiaze drops the operator over towards Dicey, and that's not really something you want to be looking for towards. The Empress is still available here for Luminosity, and I do think Thief might want to think about using it here.
Ksiaze has to back up into sight. This is not great news for him, considering that his angles of exit after this would be pretty limited, and it looks like he will reposition with that in mind. Defense still staying pretty spread. Offense doing the same, though no guaranteed attack. Lockdown will come through, but the spike is not here. This seems to be some sort of a bait play coming out for 100 Thieves.
Really good lineup there as well to make sure that Ksiaze can't hold the angle. Smoked off the line as well. 100 Thieves are going to push over towards B now. You can look at the fakers actually working this time around. LG are slowly falling off of A. Stella's the only one left.
No!
He's going to walk away as well. Oh my goodness, this is a knife fight over towards the back. Mada's going to get taken down.
Oh no, and LG are trying to isolate this kill onto Steel, who's just going to hide and stay safe. Oh man. I mean, we've seen some things, Avril, but not quite like that. Spike will go down. Still potential for this retake. Let's not get too carried away here. Neural Depth is going to be called out. LG looking to split hit this one through tree, one through heaven. Hiko playing safely over towards AR tray will be dark covered away. So if Stellar can find one, there is potential of him breaking through, but Dicey's able to find the trade back kill, and now they know exactly where the Cypher Proto is, and Nitro will make use of the kill. 5-1 it goes.
Double plays in hell. Proto coming down from heaven. It would be very difficult for Proto to be able to win that 1v2. Killing Hiko off-site is very important because he was waiting for an opportunity to use the Hunter's Fury to stop the defuse from coming in, and otherwise just be really annoying with utility. Even with that kill in there, it's not going to really work out well. 100 Thieves this time off the back of the fact that they did pop the lockdown in there. They get the kill over towards B as well. The fake is totally worth it. It works out for them, and Luminosity definitely take the bait. Not a great start for them, as LG now would have to put a rifle in Thief's hands. I believe they were thinking about it. Stella should actually really drop this rifle that he has in his hands over towards Thief so that he can use the ultimate.
Well, Thief, he loves to play aggressive over towards this dark cover setup that they continue to run with. And Nitro, like you mentioned a couple rounds previous, still going to keep his effort over towards mid, and will actually spend one of his TPs to get a little bit further forward. There is a spy cam nearby. Thief has given up his angle aggressively over through a cubby and is backed up towards the safer confines of the tree, but 100 Thieves is looking for intel. The spike is dropped behind. Steel will likely pick that up, and this looks to be maybe a heavy push through mid coming up.
Well, it's going to be maybe towards short. Beaver's definitely going to kill now. He's actually going to ulti over the short. I don't know how well it's going to pay out for him. A lot of players here from LG to spam through. Asuna will have to do quite well here. The Emperor's being popped in. They need to get these kills. He's down very early, and Thief gets away. Yeah,
the dismiss comes through. He actually wasn't the one to spend the Empress. It was going to be Asuna who did. But still has just trusted the pistol. So as Hiko takes the challenge over to Garden, he'll find the elimination. And now another 2v3 for LG on the retake. Similar setup as far as who's alive on both sides. And as the spike is planted, Proto's going to make his way through first. A huge shot dart from Hiko. Takes him down to 2 shots. Steel will find both. Nitro spamming through the floorboards. And 100 Thieves already on 6. And that's not great news for Luminosity. We keep mentioning the fact that when they played up against T1, it went to overtime. But that was only made possible because they won 6 offensive rounds. That looking more hard-pressed here in this matchup.
And pay attention again to what Nitro does this particular round. Every single round he's been playing over towards mid, and you see the Aldrin coming through from Hiko in support as well. They're trying to get Nitro fairly deep over towards mid. He's a constant threat in that part of the map, and it's going to force LG to put resources there to defend against him, because if you lose control of mid, Nitro's going to call for a potential push coming through. The B split becomes possible as well. Because that does just keep a lot of resource from LG pinned in that part of the map. They got to default someone over there to try and respond. It's going to be a 3-person defense over towards B this time around, as 100 Thieves look for a little bit of early attention on both B main and A main. 100 Thieves for Asuna will get spotted out, so he might have to fall off.
Yeah, he's able to get himself out of that corner. He's going to have an opportunity here for a 1v1 with Proto, who's able to get the gunfight more favorably positioned for him. So LG, with numbers, you feel like this is a must-win round for them here to get this bounce back. You would love to go 6-6.5 if possible. And with a 5v4 situation with the tools that are available from the ultimates, you're feeling pretty good about those chances.
This is also a half, like you've sort of mentioned as well, where Luminosity, especially in the game versus T1, they definitely favor the defense, and this defense so far needs to be doing a little bit better. Mada has to do plenty now. Dicey for one kill. Dicey can't pick up the second one. Mada holding strong over towards B main so far. The From the Shadows TP from teammate coming through. Stella, that timing is excellent because Spike is going to drop on the floor. Steel has the operator in hand, but he can't quite connect the shots.
Oh, he does hit Mada through the wall, down to 25 HP, and as a Nanostorm comes through, Hiko will actually confirm the elimination. And as Steel finds another, now a 2v2 all of a sudden. Lockdown's going to be committed, 1v1 coming through, 13 seconds. Pardon me, a 1v2 coming through, I beg your pardon.
Left.
And the lockdown will allow Steel to get the spike off. You have the Empress available if you so choose to use it if you're LG. Otherwise, just play this essentially in trade form and you should be okay. And as Steel was looking to play the greedy play for the operator, he will punish and LG will take the must-win round and get themselves on the board with 2.
And part of the issue there is that Steel does reveal his location super early, walks up the stairs, tries to see if he maybe finds timing on a player transitioning from market over towards the stairs area, but, you know, doesn't quite get the kill or the damage onto Thief. Walks back, tries to pick up the operator again while he's juggling guns. That's when you see Ksiaze strike. So a round being given over to Luminosity now, who desperately needed that one, like you mentioned. We do get to have another buy now. They still have Empress available on the side of Thief, and they need to get this ball rolling. They need a little bit more momentum. I don't know that LG can find 6 in this particular half, but I think walking away with 5 should be fairly good.
Yeah.
4 at minimum would be the expectation to keep things competitive.
So Ksiaze with the operator going to go over towards B main. 100 Thieves stacked more aggressively over to A this time, which, to be fair, Luminosity have not been nearly as aggressive as they had in their opening round. But a lot of value here off of some intel. Hunter's Fury will come out. Mada will confirm 1. That'll be value. And now Thief v Dicey. Does this gunfight happen again through the dark cover? Thief is inside. Dicey will walk past to make sure nobody is snuck over towards Wine. And with that cleared and the dark cover about to expire, LG will back away and just hold their numbers respectively.
You can see Nitro's positioning, by the way. He's setting up for a paranoia through into tree over towards glass. There it is now. Asuna will take that time to take control, but instantly taken down by Thief. That's a big kill for Luminosity now with a 5v3 advantage. If Hiko doesn't find a kill now, it will be very difficult.
But he does, and with that, Dicey finds another. That's Thief and Mada that are down. Hiko will immediately use the ult and then pick up an ultimate orb. A 3v3 situation. Still low on HP, though, is Nitro on the Omen for 100 Thieves. And as the spike goes down, the retake once again will have to be Proto from Heaven, Stellar from Tree, and with him will eventually be KZ.
Cover going out.
Nitro low HP, by the way.
Yeah. Dark cover coming through. Maybe the push. Dicey gets a read on where Proto's positioned, but no one's going to find any shots. KZ actually opens with an operator, so now a 3v2. Retake coming in. Hiko for 1, but Nitro falls, like you mentioned, just very low HP. Hiko for a 3rd, though, through the smoke. Are you kidding? Has a shock dart available, can just spam that. Has to spam through it, but Hiko will not find the kill. Time will be close, and it will actually favor 100 Thieves, who will find themselves their 7th round.
And Stella won't be able to even save the operator either, so 100 Thieves now, 7 is confirmed, and Luminosity can't get 6 anymore. Again, I think 5 would have been nice for them, but even looking at this situation now, can they even get 4 because they have to save this one? So 5 is probably off the board for now. We're still waiting for Thief to pop this Empress. I know I speak about this a decent amount, but at this point in the game, when you're this far behind, you have to be looking for opportunities to find somewhere to weave in your ultimates, because otherwise, I mean, what really are you saving them for at the end of the day if you are LG? Because you're really starting to trail behind now quite heavily.
Well, we've seen Thief in the past not necessarily be trigger happy with his Empress usage, and it looks that's going to be like once the case here again, as he once more checks over towards A catwalks. Nothing there. Defensively going to be stacked as LG over towards the A site, which is the correct gamble for now, as 100 Thieves is heavily positioned just outside the A arches.
And the 4 stack is going to be big for Luminosity here because they're looking for a trap they can set at 400 Thieves. You notice that there is one player, KZ, holding over towards B, so allowing his team to notify that nothing's happening on that side of the map. Asuna will put down Stella early. Thief has to try and get one, will do so. Dismisses away as well. That's pretty decent. But has to try and hold on for a little bit extra. And now that all the defenders for LG on A are gone, KZ was playing over towards B, has to make his way slowly over. Shorty in hand, not going to be the best weapon for this one, and no Blade Storm just yet. Will have to find a kill to get that rolling.
Yeah, this is looking like number 8 here for 100 Thieves, and we keep harping back to it just to hit it one more time. I mean, for LG, their overtime game that they had played previously was mostly because they were able to find 6 offensively. But during the Ignition era, just through the Ignition series, they only won 45% of their offenses, 56% of their defenses. Only getting 3 or 4, not going to be good enough, you feel like, here versus 100 Thieves based on how things are looking. So from here on out, LG, you feel like, needs to win out this rest of the half.
Absolutely, and 100 Thieves as well, by the way, like I mentioned, for most of the first strike so far when they have played Ascent, except for when they played against Dignitas, their Ascents have been fairly, at least for them, if they are getting any success, so coming through from the defense, they haven't had a lot of success in the attack, so to find 8 on attack so far, and for LG, who found 8 on their defense versus T1, it's kind of like, for this particular half on Ascent, both teams need to find success here. Obviously, only one can, and that one so far has been 100 Thieves, and they could still get 93. Luminosity have to win this round if they want to stay competitive.
Ksiaze makes his position where it goes for the secondary challenge. Not going to find the kill. Proto, though, for 2. Able to convert off the information. Neural theft will be called out. Spike had been placed voluntarily behind B main, so that'll be collected by Nitro, and 100 Thieves will have to try to find a way to work this 3v5 if they want to see round number 9 come through here.
And it's a major advantage for LG as well. You want to see them potentially look to convert, not drop too many. Yeah, they've had advantages before that they do drop. Unfortunately, we did see that plenty on Bind. It was just a 1-player advantage, but even then, you expect them to maybe hold on to a 1-player advantage. For this particular round as well, I think LG may have thought that, okay, well, you saw 100 Thieves mostly post up towards A. Are they going to stay A or they're going to come B? Does seem now that it will be B. And for LG, they have to respond to this one quickly because we're already on site.
Nitro, he's going to be good for the first. There's a second nearby. It's still going to be Proto. He will fall. Ksiaze on the same angle. Dicey finds another kill at a Ksiaze. That's the entire B site that has been completely opened up. Luminosity, how have you allowed this to happen? That was a 3v5. Now it's a 2v3 the other way. Empress is going to be called in. Hiko, as traditional, will be playing over towards B main. Here's the footsteps. And as the spam shots are coming through, Hiko could potentially punish the Empress. You're going to get the paranoia out, and fortunately for LG, Stellar find 2, but Dicey's still alive. Uses the Cloudburst. Able to tailwind around. Is going to make sure that this spike cannot be held onto, and the time is in Dicey's favor. He's going to sit inside the dark cover. He's playing this beautifully, and Dicey's for 4. Put 100 Thieves on 9 after what was a 3v5. Unbelievable.
And Luminosity have to really be kicking themselves here. A 5v3 situation with 3 players over towards B, fall almost instantly there. They nearly bring it back. A 2v1 situation, but Dicey is so clutch in that last situation as well. Just holding on to his life, playing for the time, making sure that he won't just take a 1v1 unnecessarily versus Thief. Stellar well played by him, like you mentioned. Hiko hiding over towards B main. Luminosity have read that now. They know Hiko's going to be playing over towards B main if possible. So Stellar's just going to be hanging out towards that direction. Throws a paranoia in there, wins the 1v1. And now 100 Thieves look to speed up very, very quickly. A Proto who was responsible for 2 early kills beforehand. Will get 1 and a second again.
If you're LG, you are so blessed and thankful for Proto right now. He finds 2 in the opening round before. He's able to find 3 this round, shutting down the Empress, shutting down the Bladestorm, but it still might not be enough. Hiko got so much damage confirmed off of his Hunter's Fury. He's able to find another elimination. Nitro shuts down KZ. No chance this happens again. 2v2 now. Thief on the way in. Spear Destroy takes the challenge, takes down Nitro with it. And now it's just down to Hiko for a 1v2. Spike dropped over towards the archway. And Thief is, I would say, fortunate to see the shot dart go by, but Stellar takes an individual challenge. So now it's a 1v1, Avril.
And Thief walked into the recon as well, so his position just got scouted up by Hiko. This is really unfortunate. The 1v1 can still be won by Thief, but it doesn't go his way. Hiko and 100 Thieves clutch on through back-to-back 3v5 situations that they continually win. And that's going to be 10-2 now. There are 2 rounds in there that Luminosity could have won towards the end, starting out with a Proto getting a double kill to give them a 5v3 advantage, and twice in a row, LG have thrown that one away. So 100 Thieves happily pick it up and will happily walk into the second half with an 8-round lead.
Talk about how the tables turned between just last week to this week. We mentioned it before. We'll bring it up again. 100 Thieves versus Moon Raccoons was surprising in a number of ways. Not just off the results, but the fact that 100 Thieves were allowing way too many big number situations get turned around against them. That is now the case for LG 2 rounds in a row. That Proto's got to be sitting there saying, guys, what else do I have to do? He finds 5 collective kills in the last 2 rounds, all of them off the opening, and all of them lead to LG having big numbers, and they still can't convert. LG need to find a way to win this eco, and that's not great news considering that 100 Thieves have such a huge advantage defensively, not just statistically, but also on their weaponry. KZ actually tailwinds into the midst of a nano swarm. That'll be an easy kill for Steel. Mada will find one. Thief from the back will find the trade, so at least the numbers are good here for LG for an initial plan.
A super important heal here for Thief as well on 134 now, keeping the health strong. Proto pretty low HP, 100 Thieves going for the 3v4 retake, and the numbers deficit doesn't even feel like a big factor for 100 Thieves. We've seen them win so many situations where they've been down at least one, and still bringing it back. A Proto will have to find a nice timing here. Doesn't have any util available. 34 HP is not a lot. The smoke actually helps him a little bit. He'll be able to play into this one and maybe swing out when the time is right.
Hearing the shots nearby. That's going to be Asuna who goes through. Proto from the back, able to find one shot. Not showing a good time as Asuna, but Dicey's for another double. 2v2 all of a sudden. Up top, Proto was able to find a second kill. And a 1v1, and it's being stuck. All the way to halfway, Nitro able to peek, find the timing, get the kill, and 100 Thieves will be on 11. Oh no, Avril, it's all gone wrong.
Rough timing there for Proto. You really have to feel that he did all he could there so far. Luminosity have been relying heavily upon a Proto to get the kills in there. And yeah, I think the Force might have to come through as well. Luminosity thinking about it. Thief, look towards the Judge. Stingers are coming through as well. Luminosity don't have rounds to play with. Could they be playing for number 12? Allow 100 Thieves to get a free 12 here and then buy up? Yes, but I don't think that's playing a win here. I think for Luminosity to have any shot of making a miracle run on this map, they would have to force now and get the ball rolling early, force 100 Thieves into a bad situation in terms of the eco, and get a lot of rounds that way.
Early push coming through, spamming the SMGs with 100 Thieves, and they're at least able to push everything back. Reset gonna come out, and LG, very well done. You thought that 100 Thieves were gonna stop the initial push. You almost thought the same way for LG, but now on the way through, it's just up to Nitro, and he actually finds 2. So LG, they've got numbers, but hold on. 3v2
no
all
spike.
of a sudden, and the spike is not here like you mentioned.
This gives 100 Thieves a lot of time to play with. Note that Hiko's still alive. There's no player I'd trust more on the 100 Thieves side of things to clutch up than Hiko so far. He won that super clutch situation on round 12, just a little bit early on. Finding this plant will come through. Proto, he had the flank over towards glass. Fails to win the 1v1, and now we bring it back to even numbers.
Spam shots, KZ, he just needs to matrix these shots and stay alive. He's done well to not take much damage. Both players up top for 100 Thieves. This will result in LG having essentially isolated gunfights, and Stellar does well to win the first. So now it's just down to 1. It's Hiko again for a 1v2. Shots will come through. His position will be made aware. The jump peek coming out. He stays alive. He finds one. Where does he find a second? He's going to go to the pistol. It's pistol on pistol action. And Hiko again for a 1v2. Time is going to be close.
And he's got it.
He's going to stick it, but I think he should have it. Yes!
Yep.
12-2, 100 Thieves up.
Like I said, there is no player I trust more in this team to clutch than Hiko. He's done it twice now in this map alone. It's ridiculous. 17-5. The brains on this man absolutely bulging right now. 12-2. Luminosity went for the Force. It nearly works out. It's a 2v1. That must be one. Like, how are you able to lose the situation if you're LG? KZ runs out of ammo super quickly on the Stinger. Can't get any damage to the wall because the Stinger has no penetration. And between KZ and Sela, they can't take down Hiko. And somehow Hiko, again, is just going to take it home for 100 Thieves now, where they're looking towards 13-3. 13-2, rather. Luminosity down 1 early. It's not looking great.
No, it sure isn't. There's the second to fall. And 100 Thieves, this is the whole W strat coming out of the playbook, it looks like. Thief will punish for at least 1. And to be fair, if LG can find a way to win this eco, maybe pick up some weapons, they could start helping their economy get to snowball form, which it needs to get to. But a 4v3 for 100 Thieves with weapon advantage, you're feeling pretty good about their odds.
I have the spike.
Now, I wonder if LG did pick up Stella's Soul Phantom, or rather Vandal they brought into the round. That was the only gun so far. They still have a couple of other mishmash buys here. Mada on towards the Ares. But LG now, not a lot of time to work with. They have to start deciding where they want to go fairly soon. And there is another gun on the ground ahead of them, I believe, so far. Actually, it might have been juggled away, so that's not going to work out too well for them. Early Aldrons should give information. And 100 Thieves now might want to consider that this will be A aggression.
Nitro will find two. Gonna have to be what is essentially, and technically would be considered a 1v4 for Mada. He does have the spikes to play with. Has to get onto A. This has to be the commitment that come through. Recon Bolt will be sent out. Asuna's going to stay safe behind the cover of the boxes up top at Heaven.
10 seconds left.
And as he tries to maybe clear out Hell, Mada is going to be absolutely taken down from above. And with that kill, Asuna at 100 Thieves will run it up here in map number 2. 13-5 the first, 13-2 the second. And my goodness, talk about 100 Thieves and the difference between last week and this one. This is looking like a brand new team.
And like I said as well, no bias in saying that 100 Thieves were favored on Ascent. The score line, proof is in the pudding here, 13-2. LG only got 2 rounds there that happened in the first half.